two of the scenes in particular that stood out for me, at least when it came to that kind of perspective that I think you're hinting at, was the Penn State kid, the guy in the room, in the dorm room, talking about the Penn State. And we talked about this a little bit outside, but could you talk about how you found him and then why you chose to let this guy be a voice of at least some people?
Well, the story with Tyler is that we knew I felt we needed somebody to represent the rioters, and there were thousands of them. So you think I could find one, and we went through the court records, and the court records were just hilarity. One judge said to one of the convicted, somebody who had smashed a car window in or something, "Why did you do this?" And the guy said, "For the Nittany Nation." And I thought, well, look, if these people are so strong, have such strong opinions, then one of them will come onto our film and articulate those opinions. But I have to say, the millennials didn't impress me, and they were a coward to the man and woman, and we couldn't get anybody. So we got this guy. I said, well, maybe we should get somebody who supports the rioters but didn't riot. And that's how we found. And it turned out that was kind of, I should have thought of that months earlier, because half of our PAs knew him. We had PAs from inside State College, and oh yeah, sure, you want somebody like that? Yeah, our friend Tyler, So yeah, that's how we got him. And I think he is kind of one of maybe my favorite documentary character that I've ever been privileged to interview, because in a weird way, he's the voice of reason in the film, because he has a consistent and well articulated and well thought out, cohesive, perspective. You may not agree with his perspective. I don't agree with his perspective, but I think it's extremely persuasive, and at times I am won over to him. I think that my perspective is the bleeding heart liberal perspective, where I think that when terrible things happen, they're like the tip of an iceberg, and the iceberg is systemic problems that we should look at. And I know some people say, no, it's evildoers, it's just lock up the Jerry Sandusky's and then we move on with culture and carry on with the football game. But I think that, so what's interesting about Tyler is that, it's not in the film, but there's this great moment where he talks about Jerry Sandusky's, he has these training videos that you can find on YouTube, and Tyler's talking about these training videos, and he goes, you look at them and you wonder, how could nobody have seen this? Jerry Sandusky's reaching underneath kids' legs, and he's grunting, and he's huffing and puffing, but that's football, he says. But another coach is doing that, you wouldn't think any of it. Jerry Sandusky does it, and you think, oh my God, this guy's sick. And then you see the gears turn in Tyler, and he goes, but that's when you're taking it a little far, is when you start to question the traditions and stuff. And it's just yeah, right, exactly. It's so, I think you can't, I like Tyler because basically I agree with him. Why wouldn't you say you're going to leave in a fucking hearse? That's what football's about, right? So the guy who's telling him that's not what it's about today is full of shit, I think. And so if you want to question it and see where all this comes from, you have to attach to the rest of the iceberg, I think. And that's what Tyler does for you as a character, I think.